Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. This is Will Casterlow here with Triad Cyber Solutions, and I wanted to talk to you today, I want to talk to you today with a very important message because I'm so excited about this month being October. Do you know what this month is? This is October. This is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Okay, so if you do not hear about it, I'm sure you're going to hear about it in the radio ads, on TV, all across the nation. But if you don't, you're going to hear it today firsthand with me. So again, let me reintroduce myself. I am Will Casterlow, CEO and founder of Triad Cyber Solutions. And what I got a great message for you today, talking about operational efficiency and looking and talking about how operationally, if you budget for the things that you need to budget for, meaning this is the time of the year when a lot of times we're doing budgeting for next year. Please make sure you put in a budget for your cybersecurity and IT services. It's imperative. So many people leave this very important piece out of your budget. Yes, it's important that you can put in your roofing. You need to maybe fix that floor, fix the bathroom, add a classroom, fix a room. You need to get a couple of copiers. You need some new PCs. But make sure you are putting in a budget enough for IT, cybersecurity, and IT services, okay? So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in to talk about how we can become very efficient with making sure we're budgeting on time and ahead of time to avoid uncostly repairs and costs and things that we can't see or foresee happening in the future. Okay, so here we go. So today we're going to be talking about why IT and cybersecurity budgeting is essential. Okay, number 2, is your cybersecurity budget future ready? I just talked about making sure that you have budgeted for 2025, making sure you have put some money and plan to do upgrades and those types of things, either before the end of the year or for the next year. Are your IT and cybersecurity services running smoothly? Very, very important question there. And then the last one, is your in-house or is it outsourced IT cybersecurity better, right? Because sometimes we may have in-house that can take care of one thing, but then because of lack of expertise, the lack of knowledge, we might need to outsource it. And sometimes doing outsourced IT is a lot more efficient than having in-house IT. But we're going to talk about that again also, okay? So here we go. So I talked about and said, why is IT and cybersecurity budgeting essential? Well, number one of the main things that's going on in the world today is about threat protection. Trying to survive the world from being hit with all the massive threats, the email phishing, the web browsers, you name it, password compromise. So we want to make sure your threat protection is up to par, which means you need to make sure you budget for those types of services. The next one, regulatory compliance. That's imperative. So many of us business owners do not even understand or even have a clue of what type of compliances you are required to have. The FTC safeguard rules talks about the compliances of your specific organization of what you do. Whether you're a CPA, bookkeeper, or accountant, whether you're a law firm, whether you're a chiropractor, whether you're a dental office, whether you're a car lot, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't stop. Every single one of you, every single type of business out here has compliance regulations that you need to follow. And if you're not following those, guess what? You're subject to high, costly fines and reputational damage, okay? The next one, excuse me, very, very important also. It's security awareness training. So many of us have our businesses, but no one is providing any type of training to make sure we understand what the threats look like, what to look and what not to click on. Oh, of course, a lot of people are saying, oh, yeah, well, if I don't know that person's email, I'm not clicking on it. That's not enough. The hackers are smarter than you, whether you know or not. And no offense, right? I'm just speakingly telling you that the hackers know your next moves before you make your next move. Why? Because this is what they do. They sit behind a computer and all day long they're typing through algorithms to learn how to outsmart humans. So what I'm saying is security awareness training is imperative. And it's also part of your cybersecurity liability insurance. If you're not getting that cybersecurity liability or cybersecurity training, your liability insurance, one, can be costly higher. Two, they might not even cover you in the event of a breach when you do have it, because you will get hacked. Okay, it's not a matter of if, it's when. You will get hacked. And remember, folks, you're not too big to get hacked. You're just too small to make the news. Okay, I'm just telling you, you're going to be next. Okay, the next thing is one of the reasons why IT cybersecurity budgeting is essential, because you need to have an incident response plan. What is currently right now, if we take 5 minutes and you write down, I want you to write down 5 minutes, and take 2 minutes to say, in the event that we get hit after this session, what is our incident response plan? Ask your current IT person, what is our incident response plan? Well, if he or she does not know, or the whole department doesn't know, or they may say, well, the incident response is if something happens, we'll go on and fix it. We'll have to take your PC down. We have to wipe it, resurface it, right? Redo it all over again. And the thing is, because we're using OneDrive, right? So everything is being synced and backed up. All we got to do is restore the PC and restore the backup at it, the OneDrive back into it, and all your data is there. Well, guess what? Now your data and your backups are infected. So what do you do when your backups are infected? What do you do if your OneDrive has been compromised and your Microsoft Office now won't work, or you can't log in because the password's been changed? So what do you do? Okay. The last piece I'm going to talk about is cost management. Cost management is very imperative, because you don't have the necessary, if you don't have the necessary precautions and things in place, you can end up paying hefty fines, spending lots and lots of money, and not only that, your business will be down. Now you can't make money. You're spending more money than you're making, because now you have to go backwards to try to fix what happened to move forward. And you don't want that. So I talk about, this is the reason why IT cybersecurity budgeting is essential. The next thing, is your cybersecurity process ready for 2025? Is it ready? Well, you may say, well, I think so. We're good. You know, we got Norton AV, right? We got a VPN. Everybody is on a VPN, or we're on a server, and they've updated the privacy, and they upgraded the software. You folks just, again, don't get it. That's not enough. It's not enough. So I'm saying you have to anticipate new cyber threats all the time, every day, all day long. While you're watching this video and watching us live right now, there's an attacker trying to attack your organization. They're trying to hit your network. They may be already in your network and you have no idea yet, because it happens like that. So that's why we got to anticipate new cyber threats because we never know when they're going to happen. Okay? We never know. The next thing, you need to make sure you're allocating funds for ongoing updates. You have to constantly update. You can't say, hey, we upgraded our router last year or 2 years ago. You have to constantly update your firewalls, making sure your protections. There's so many things. There's not just one thing. And I know a lot of you will sit there and say, well, we don't have anything going on. Or we just visit the web browser. Everything we do is on the web browser. So we just log into a company. They house and host all of our client information. So we don't have anything personal or anything on our PCs that can be taken. So we should be okay. We're going to put Norton AV or ESET or Kaspersky on there, and then we should be fine. Again, you don't get it. That's not enough. You need to be able to allocate funds. This is part of your budget, okay, for upgrading and adding on new software, new tools, new situations, trainings, etc. Okay. You need to also make sure you're updating to the new compliance regulations on a regular basis. Are you keeping up with the FTC when they update and say, now you need to have this in place? The IRS may say, hey, your WISP report has changed now. You need to have this. Your cyber liability insurance. Are you looking at that? Let's say you did get cyber liability insurance 2 years ago and you never looked at it again. You have to constantly look at those things. And if you don't know, you call someone like us, Triad Cyber Solutions, and we can help and assist you with those things. Now, we don't write policies. We don't quote policies, but I can take a look and give you my personal opinion to make sure that you have enough coverage for the things that you need to do for your business. But you still need to consult a certified insurance provider, agent, to make sure that you have all the pieces connected. You have all the pieces that you need. What I can be is I can be a guide to you. Okay. So when it comes to the new compliance regulatory updates, I can help and assist you with those. But your current IT guy cannot, or gal cannot. Hardware, making sure your hardware and software is up to date. Last month in September, we had a series where we talked about making sure your hardware and software is up to date. Well, are they up to date? Are you still working with Windows 7? Do you have Windows 10 going on still? You need to be on 11. Make sure you're not on Windows 11 Home Edition. You need to be on Professional or Enterprise Edition. Reason why? Each operating system comes with more protections, more security, and you're more robust because you're supposed to be you're working in a business. So that's why they have home and they have business, or home and professional. So making sure your hardware and your software is up to date. Do not use any out-of-date software. You may think you're saving money, but what happens in the end is going to cost you more money just to work in that outdated software. And the last thing is, are you and your IT team ready? Are you and your IT team ready? Ask your IT team, what do we have in place? Yes, you fix it when my PC is running slow, or PC is running slow. I have a virus. I can't print. That's all good. Those are IT services. But now what about the cybersecurity piece? What about the training? What about the MFA? What about the password management? There's so many pieces, okay? And there's not one software out there in the world that can handle everything. If you see something like that, trust me, there's no way it's going to work. No way. So all I'm saying is make sure you check on that, okay? So the next thing we're going to talk about is, are your IT team and cybersecurity services running smoothly? Now, many of you will say, you know what? We do have issues with our network. We do have issues sometimes. Sally can print, but I can't, or she's hardwired, but I'm wireless. Half the office is on one network and the other half of the office is on another network because they can't get the range, or they all can't be in the same network. That's a problem. So is your IT company meeting your performance expectations? Number 2, do you receive timely and effective support? Number 3, is your IT company keeping up with the latest trends? Are they informing you as the business owner, or as the operations manager, or as the IT manager? Is your crew updating you with the latest trends and the things that we need to pivot from? Are you having any pivots that you need to make? Have you pivoted at all? Those are the questions you need to ask and think about. The next thing is, are your IT reports clear? Or do they have you scratching your head wondering, what is this? I got a big old report and I'm sitting here like, I have no idea what this is. Is anybody taking the time to go over and talk to you about that? Are you having quarterly business meetings with your IT team or your company? Are they explaining to you what's next, what we have to do, what we have to continue to get better at? So the next steps is, you need to assess if your IT company is meeting your needs. And what I mean by that is pinpoint all the areas that you're seeing pains in, and then you're trying to figure out, you know what? I thought I had this covered. Well, everything may be working smoothly. Everything's working smoothly. We're not having any issues. You know what? You're going to be the one that's more susceptible to get hit. You don't have any issues right now because you're not seeing behind the scenes what's going on. See, everyone can always look at it right here in front of you to say nothing is going on. But can you see what's behind that? If your answer is no, then you need to be able to call someone like us to be able to help deal with those things. Because I guarantee you, you have something going on in your network, in your email. How's your content filtering going on? Is anybody managing your domains to make sure that your security layer protections are being updated, being managed, making sure that nothing's happening? Is anybody doing that? Those are the pinpoints that you have to look at. And if not, you need to consider other IT companies if necessary. Okay? Now, we talk about the pinpoints, the pain points, looking and seeing. Now, what about in-house versus outsourced IT? Well, I say this. In-house is more controlled because you have it all in-house. You can control it better. But outsourced, you have more expertise, knowledge. Yes, there is a cost difference. The cost difference, though, overweighs the liability. It overweighs to make sure you can make sure your business is staying protected. So many of you leave your business every single day and you walk out and you're just like, oh yeah, well, we didn't have anything happen today, so everything is great. Internet's working fine. PCs are working fine. We don't need anything. We're good. I got Norton on the PC, or I have McAfee, or I have Kaspersky, whoever. You can name them all. Right? Oh, and all our information is not here. We have it like on a file server. So the file server is over here and we're all connected to it. So we got shared drives. You guys still have no clue. You have no clue. Is your file server being protected? Is that being scanned every day? Do you have password management on it? Are those files encrypted? Can I get into your network? Matter of fact, I don't even have to know your password to your internet and I can crack it and get into your network. Why? Because you're using a weak network. You have a weak firewall. I can tell if you have firewall protection or not. So many of you will just use Spectrum, AT&T, T-Mobile. You use your regular ISP provider and you have no idea how to protect it. So we talk about those things. Cost difference, right? Response speed. Yes, your in-house IT, because they're right there, they can respond on it quicker with tickets, support tickets, outsource IT, the same exact thing. Again, we already get notifications sometimes before you even notice there's an issue. Then when you look at scalability, when it comes to scalability, budgeting early helps you be able to help your business scale. Now you're scaling, so you're adding on new clients. When you're taking on new more work, right? You're bringing on new employees. The scalability piece is your protections they're going to continuously keep going. Now they're just adding to another user. So now you don't have to reinvent the whole wheel. You don't have to do all these things all over again. It's just you add the next person, everybody else gets the same thing. Password management. So what I say is when you're looking at full manage or co-manage, the co-manage is you have an IT person, you have an IT company, and they're managing all your IT needs. You may be happy with them. They've been with you for 5, 10 years, 15, 20 years. And you say, well, you know what? I don't want to get rid of them because I love what they're doing. Everything is working great and there's no issues. Not a problem. Then that's where co-manage comes in, because now we can work with them. We can work with your IT company. They can continue to do all the IT stuff. We'll handle the security piece because we're the experts in the security. Now we can do full manage. Full manage is doing IT and cybersecurity. So which one weighs? Well, you have an IT person in-house. You have to worry about paying payroll taxes. You have to worry about paying payroll taxes. You have to worry about scheduling. You have to worry about making sure you got room, etc. On the outsource, we're always working for you. We're always checking things behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. We're always there. So anytime something comes up, you put in a ticket, you have an icon on your desktop, you put in that ticket, it gets addressed, and we'll go ahead and go to work for you. That's the difference. And then you build that relationship now where you can tell all your other business colleagues, hey, you know what? We've been working with Triad Cyber Solutions, and you know what? They've been taking care of all our needs. You know, before we used to have issues with our network stuff has been fixed. Now the only issues we may have is with Spectrum or AT&T because it goes down. But as far as everything else being under control, being managed properly, we're getting our cyber trainings. They get monthly reports. We know exactly what's going on from A to Z with our company. But before, you had no idea. I had people that have email addresses with their company that had email addresses from somebody else that they had no idea was there because we were able to dig it up. They couldn't, because you only see what's at face value. You only see what's right there. So sometimes when you see what's just only right there, you miss the whole thing. You miss it. So I say this, again, we are the experts. We are the experts to help you. We cannot tell you how to do your job. The only thing we can do is ask questions. So feel free to ask questions. Text us. You can give us a call. hey, what, can I speak to Will? And I saw his webinar the other day. He was talking about budgeting. How much do we need to budget for IT and cybersecurity services? Well, we're going to be talking about that in my next session. My next session next week, we're going to be talking about costs. How much to really budget for? How do you know when you have enough budgeted? Your equipment costs. How you can write all that stuff down in the books for this year. A lot of businesses like yours out there, what we do right now, we start go ahead and upgrading all our PCs, upgrading the network stuff, because when 2025 comes in January, especially for you CPAs, bookkeepers, tax accountants, it's go time. When January comes around, you got 30 more days to kind of get, well, not really, because now you're getting together the year-end tax statements. You're getting in W-2s and 1099s. You got to make sure you meet those deadlines by the 31st of January, right? So you guys are actually actively getting those things done. So your last full month to just really kind of like, okay, relax a little bit before it's go time again. It's really going to be December. So with that being said, if you ever need any training, if you just need cybersecurity awareness training, again, this is October, y'all. And October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So if you're an organization and you're looking for a speaker to speak about cybersecurity, or you're seeking training, we should connect. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. So what do I need? Professional cybersecurity awareness training, simple interactive modules, and an experts that can answer your questions. Okay? Here's our information here to contact us. Here's our email, sales@triadcybersolutions.com, our phone number, 336-558. Here's all our information right here for you to be able to go ahead and reach us to connect with us. Okay? So again, I want to thank you all for taking the time out. I kind of went over a little bit of my time to be able to meet with us today at this Lunch and Learn series about how early budgeting can really help you save money, save time, be more efficient. If you have any questions, my name again is Will Casterlow. I'm the CEO and founder of Triad Cyber Solutions. I can't wait to hear from you and see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.